Hello.
Hello.
Hey everyone.
Hey, folks.
Do we want to get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Before I move ahead with my agenda, do you have anything, Alan, to share?
Hey, Jay. I'm in the car. I literally just left the office. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update on some of the progress for the fix on the issue I'm working on. Um, so internally, I've been able to build out some of the tooling that you guys use to properly test, um, and get most of the workflow working. I'm now at a stage where I've implemented what I think is the fix. And I literally, like, in the last hour, containerized it with, our images, um, and deployed it to one of our clusters, not using kind or any of your infrastructure, local infrastructure, right? Um, had been peeling the onion on some errors because remember, we're on 315, which is like super old, different CRDs or newer CRDs that the new binary is expecting don't exist. So the latest one I just tried is barking at me because it needs a provider config status CRD. I think that was added most recently, and I have to pull that in. I don't have that. So um, I'm seeing those errors, and I did see a cache manager panic on the mutating instance, but I haven't had time to troubleshoot it because I have to leave I have to get back home. Uh, so that's where I'm at, right? At least I can build it, containerize it, deploy it, and start kind of seeing what the impact is of the changes. So yeah, more to come on that. And then also at the same time, I don't know if you guys are in this space, but like there was this disclosure with a vulnerability with some RBAC issues in Kubernetes with nodes proxy get access. So that kind of pulled me away to make more progress on this gatekeeper issue because I had to do a whole bunch of research for that vulnerability. But that's more of a side note. Just there's never a dull moment in this space. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Let me know if you like need any help or wanna pair up on cache error you're getting stuck.
Yeah, give me a bit to research why I saw this panic, if it's related, or maybe it's just because I need all the latest CRDs and configuration to align with the binary that I built, right? Because it's off of master, so it's off the latest stuff that you guys have been pushing. So I don't know if it's related or not. But if I get stuck or can't figure it out, yeah, I'll see if I can pull you in. Thanks, Jay.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Uh, okay, cool. Abhishek, I know we were talking offline and you had a couple of questions. Do you wanna bring that up?
Yeah, so I was working on like an issue where like the goal was to be able to run Gatekeeper out of bounds or going for like off cluster. So I was just wondering, like for Gatekeeper, like by off cluster, like what do you mean? Like for future use cases, like is it like a hosted control plane scenario, or is it like do you want a Gatekeeper to be run on two different clusters with like different networks? Uh, yeah, I was just wondering, like what exactly off cluster would mean for Gatekeeper going forward.
I think the end cache should be like different clusters, right, Sardash?
Sorry, trying to get on mute. Sorry, what's the question again?
Yeah, so for Gatekeeper, we were like I was working on the issue to run it off cluster or like out of bounds. So I was wondering, like going forward, like for Gatekeeper, what does off cluster mean? Does it mean like a hosted control plane scenario, or would it mean to have like two completely different clusters with like different networks?
I think two different clusters with different networks. So so there's two clusters. Both of them has say validating webhook installed. One of them has Gatekeeper. The other one does not have Gatekeeper, and then the one that does not have Gatekeeper calls the one with the Gatekeeper and then uses the Gatekeeper there for the policy decisions.
Okay, so yeah, we would have to like maybe configure something for the webhook, like for them to like identify each other, like maybe certificate rotation or something like that. Is that correct? Yeah, I think like that would be the way, right?
Sorry, say that again.
Like we would like for if it's like two different clusters for the maybe the second cluster to reach out to like the gatekeeper from the first cluster, there will have to be like some mechanism for them to like identify each other. So I'm like assuming there would be like a certificate certifying the cluster basically to identify each other.
Look at what we did before, but I think if you just put the cluster URL, like the endpoint for the validating webhook, I think right now it's just the default endpoint, the in cluster one, should work. Obviously the certs and whatnot need to match, but other than that, I think it would work. I mean, if nothing is broken, but I think that would be the flow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Like, yeah, the goal is to have it on two clusters. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, yeah, that's clear.
Okay, cool. And so the PR that you raised, uh,
Yeah, so the PR that I raised fixes Gatekeeper crashing. Like the issue was mainly about like a hosted control plane scenario where like the uh, webhook was like essentially in the same network. So yeah, it would fix that scenario. But the scenario where like there are like two completely different clusters. I mean, right now I think we could like expose the like webhook endpoint or something and like map it. But yeah, it'll be an incremental step to this PR, is what I mean. Yeah.
okay, cool. Sounds good. Is that clear in the documentation that this is the
Yeah, I
scenario?
mentioned that this resolves the hosted control plane scenario like as of now, but I've not mentioned that it does not fix the two different cluster scenario. Do you think I should mention?
Yeah, I think let's create a follow-up issue as well so that we have a track on it and then add it to 323,
Okay,
if not 322.
got it.
Cool. Uh, all right. So moving on to the agenda I had on mind. So I kinda started with like map management design dog, and I think it's like 80% complete. I need to review it a couple of more times and fix anything that I notice is not correct. But I was wondering, the design doc is like 40-page long, and there are like a lot of APIs and stuff that's defined there. So I was wondering if a PR would be a better match for reviewing this design doc, because it will be like MD file and it will be easier to review that way. What do you think, Sardash? Should I raise a PR, or Google Doc is fine?
Uh, do we expect a lot of comments?
I think so.
Okay, let's do a Google Doc then, and then we can that'll be easier.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll then format it a little bit better
You can
to
also just add the design into the into GitHub. Like just have the markdown and then just be it on GitHub. Then you can comment there. That's also fine if you already have it marked down.
Well, I already do have a markdown file, so that's why I was like, should I just raise a PR and then we can discuss on PR?
I'm fine with that. Whichever is easier. You can also just convert Markdown to Google Doc if you want. Whichever you want to take, like look at the comments and stuff.
Okay,
Up to you really. I don't have a strong opinion. Yeah,
okay, yeah,
it's
let's
much
do.
easier to review in GitHub now with without
Yeah,
backing it up.
exactly. And like for any following update, also it's easier to update markdown rather than like a Google Doc
Yeah.
based on the comments. So
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
cool. And then I have a release PR out for 321.1. Can you add that? And that was my kind of like next thing on the list. I shared the URL on the chat as well, and I have it on meeting notes. And following up on that, do we want to release patch for 320 as well, Sardash? You you are on mute if you are saying something.
Oops, sorry. I was I always on mute?
Yeah,
Oh,
you are.
I was talking to myself. Yeah, sounds good. I'm just I just LGTM the tag.
Okay.
When is our next release?
So we are supposed to cut RC on Feb 17th.
Oh, okay. Let's skip it then, and then we'll do the other one.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this is like so close. I mean, the previous one is gonna be out of support anyway.
Yeah, and I kind of tried to fix it to see if it's trivial, but it's not. So I was like, let me ask or make sure
Yeah.
first that we really want to cut a patch because it's like very old. Uh, okay, cool. So sounds good. I'll cut 321.1 today, and then um, review bunch of PRs. Cool.
Sounds good.
I have asked Anish to review PRs as well, but Sartaj, if you have time, please review PRs, because ultimately I'll need your acknowledgement or LGTM on one of PRs before I merge. So
Yeah, just let me know in the chat which ones you need review. I'll take a look at it as soon as possible.
okay, yeah, yeah, I'll send it over to you. Uh, cool. Yeah, that's all I had.
Hey, Jay.
Uh,
Sorry, if I heard you were done, may I bring up a question or really a follow-up?
yeah, sure.
It's about the hosted control plane. I think I was hearing, or the scenario, the use case. Can you guys, is that going to be like a new gatekeeper feature or use case you can trying to have gatekeeper support? Maybe you can elaborate on the like requirement or use case.
So the use case is running gatekeeper workloads in one cluster and enforcing policies on the other. So like making gatekeeper work cross cluster. Essentially, yeah, that's the use case. I didn't understand your prior
Yeah,
question
yeah.
a little bit. So
And so is that changes to the code base that is needed to support that, or is it just more pointing the configuration differently,
uh
like
the
that?
so a little bit of code change is needed. Abhishek can speak more on what particular changes he did, but right now like whole pod status controllers are set up in a way to find out a pod in cluster, to report the status and create them. So those controllers would need to be tweaked a little bit to figure out where the gatekeeper is running and what which pod and where those pods are running. Look for those pods accordingly.
I Okay. I think I need to catch up on some of those newer controllers and understand their purpose. But I can do that offline.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. If nothing else, then we can drop. I'll send over links to the PR I need reviews on, to you, Sartash. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.